Aloha and good morning, everyone. Hope our Actors family is doing well. You all look so beautiful, so handsome. Oh, David just logged on. I'll reserve my comments for later, but we appreciate each and every one of you logging on. Like Ryan says, we love seeing your smiling faces if you can turn on the camera. But if you can't, we just appreciate each and every one of you joining, knowing that this is a new month. Great job on September. We're already into the fall seasons. The unfortunate thing about living in Hawaii, there is an unfortunate thing here. We don't have winters and we don't have fall, so we don't get the opportunity to see the leaves change. And when I lived in Utah for about 10 years, I went to the University of Utah, graduated, and lived in Orem, Utah, right by Provo Canyon. And some of the most beautiful things I ever seen was during the fall season when you driving up to Park City, which, by the way, is where we're going to be next week, Saturday. Um, the leaves on the trees are like it's so pretty. I didn't know orange had so many different variations or scale of oranges: red, green. I mean, you name it, every color imaginable in the rainbow shows up on the mountain with the leaves, and it just looks so pretty and so gorgeous. So we don't have that in Hawaii. However, unlike Utah, when everything changes, the one constant that we have here at Actives is David Brown, Ryan Thompson, and the rest of the executives that love you and appreciate you. And that will never change. You'll never see our attitude towards you or anyone that comes into Active change. David's skin color may change when he goes on to these incentive trips with each and every one of you. When he comes to Hawaii, when he makes a funny joke, he does turn red. But it's all in love, and that never changes. And so we appreciate our CEO, David Brown, joining us today, as well as each and every one of you. The other constant that doesn't change is what we had last night. So if you did not join us last night for one of our bestest product testimonial calls, it was hosted by the none other A9, Coco Gonzalez, and she had 9 guests. Believe it or not, 9 guests that if they could speak all night, and if we had time, it would have carried us through the night, and we would have been definitely satisfied and fulfilled with the many testimonials that were personal to each and one of them, whether it affected themselves. And in some cases, there were two testimonials that was shared that they shared their experiences with their sons. And so I won't spoil it. All I know that it helped them physically, helped them mentally, and confidence, emotionally, everything you could think about is what our products did. And that doesn't change because we here at Actives will find the best products not only within the network marketing industry, but within a supplement industry, in the beauty industry, whatever it takes to get the latest and greatest things that not just popular, not just because another company is doing it, but because it helps you. It helps your family. It helps those around you. And that vision that we have here at Actives, because of David Brown and Ryan Thompson, will not change. And so as much as I cannot wait to go up to Utah next week to see the beautiful colors and the changes in the trees and the leaves, I'm so looking forward to seeing and meeting each and every one of you there in Utah. So it'll be our leadership summit. And so we look forward to seeing each and every one of you there. So if you can make it, great, because we'll have wonderful guest announcements going on. And with that being said, we have announcements here for the month of October. And there'll be some exciting announcements and some that by popular demand will be coming back. And so is Angie on? I'm not sure if I see her on here yet. Oh, yep, actors. Angie, are you ready to do the announcements?
I sure am.
All
Thank you,
right,
Stu.
I'll turn the
Sorry,
time over to you.
Perfect. I was just taking care of one last thing, but let's jump into this. Let me share my screen. Welcome everyone. Welcome to our weekly corporate update call. We are going to get into our announcements here. Can everyone see my screen? All right. Okay. So as we always discuss about, it is very important to stay in contact with the company. So be sure to engage and download Telegram and join our communication channels. So we send out all promotions and all information on Actives USA. As Stu was talking about that great testimonial call from Coco, we will send a link to that out on Telegram. So be sure that not only you have downloaded and subscribed to our channel, but also your downline and your organization, so they can stay in touch as well. Also, Karina's been doing an awesome job on our Actives USA social media, Instagram and Facebook. So be sure to like our Instagram and our Facebook pages. She's been doing some phenomenal posts and information about products. She also has been doing some new videos, which we will be showing here in a bit. So be sure to join our social media. Again, not just yourself, but also your downline, so you can stay in touch with the company and what we are doing. All right, for the month of October, people were so excited about what we did in September. So we decided to bring back our free genomics on any 200 PV order that is enrollment, reorder, auto ship order, you get a free genomics. And then if you have a 240 PV auto ship, you're going to get a second free genomics. And that is automatically added to your auto ship order. So you don't need to do anything except for make sure that your auto ship is set up to run in October. All right, also in October, we are bringing back our digital activation kit. So for any new enrollment, instead of the printed activation kit, we are offering the digital activation kit for $25 on any of our enrollment packs, and then $30 if you are purchasing, or if your new enrollments are purchasing it separately. So this is a discount to our typical activation kit price, but you can get all of the tools on your back office, and you can print them out so that you have access to all the same great tools. It will just be digital, or I should say your new enrollments will have access to them. It will just be a digital version. Also, our packs, we are still running our epigenetic wellness kit and our complete kit. And these packs have become our most popular packs. They are also the best value. So you can add these to your auto ship. And if you add them to your auto ship, it does qualify you for that second free genomics. So take advantage of these amazing offers, and make sure that you take advantage, because these are the best value that we have. If you like our supplements, you can get the trifecta for yourself and your partner or spouse. But if you're just using the products yourself, the complete kit is great because you also get the Amora products with it. And then for October also is our last month to qualify for the 500 Club. So if you have not started on your enrollments, you have a long ways to go. But if you've already enrolled some people in August and September, you just need to finish up those enrollments, get 10 enrollments of 200 PV or more by October 31st to qualify for the 500 Club. And on top of that, it is the last month for the Momentum Escape trip. So you should have had your 5 enrollments in August and September. So this month you need to work on having those enrollments duplicate those efforts, and they need to enroll 1 new distributor. And also they need to have a reorder, an auto ship reorder of 100 PV or more. So if you got your 5 enrollments in, make sure you're helping them duplicate that process and making sure that they get their enrollment in so that you can qualify for the Momentum Escape. You should also be working with your downline to help them qualify, because as you qualify and as you help other people qualify that are on your team, you're going to get points to go on our cruise. So the details for our cruise, it is on our website, so you can understand exactly what you need to do to qualify for the cruise. We're going to go on a cruise in the end of March of 2024. We're going to be visiting Panama, Costa Rica, and Colombia. It will be a phenomenal trip. So be sure that you understand October is also the last month to qualify for the cruise. So if you have been running, be sure that you understand where you are with your points. You can go to the website, and we have a place where you can log in to check your points. And we are trying to update those at least on twice a week, so that you know exactly where you stand and what you need to do to qualify for the cruise. All right, for our meeting schedule, last night, as Stu said, we had our Tuesday testimonial call. So we will get that call posted on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel so you get the notifications for those new videos. And then we have our newcomers call that will happen on the third Tuesday of the month. Every Wednesday is our corporate update call, and the second Saturday is our active schools. Also on the 15th, which is Sunday, we have our founders call with David and Ryan. So be sure to mark your calendars. The founders call will be on YouTube. So we'll be sending out a YouTube link to the Telegram channel. So again, be sure to subscribe and like our Telegram channel so that you can get those notifications. Also, we wanted to share a video about Arrow. So let me pull that up really quick. As you guys may know, if you have ordered Arrow recently, we have been on back order of Arrow, but we're expecting it to start shipping next week. And the reason for the back order of Arrow is that we've been working on some improvements of our Arrow product. So we've listened to some feedback from everyone, and we wanted to, and I'm sorry, my computer is not working very well. We wanted to make some improvements to our Arrow product because we know how popular it is, but we know that we always strive to be better. So let me find this video really quick. I'm sorry, I should have had this up. Okay, and I'll share my screen one more time. Sorry, this video is obviously really large because my computer is having a hard time functioning right now. And Stu, if we want to, we could come back to this if you wanted to jump into something else, and I can get this video working. So if we want to jump to something else, I'll work on this video and then we can show it to them in just a minute.
While we're doing that, Stu, anything else that you want to cover while Angie is trying to sync up this video?
Yes. So as Angie pointed out on last night's call, I didn't want to go too much into it, but while each and every one of you are waiting, Coco's guest wasn't just from the area that she lives in. As we know, Coco was, born and raised in Mexico, but she currently lives in Arizona. So when everyone was doing their testimonials, she asked them specifically, where do you live? Where are you from? And we went from coast to coast, basically. We had people in California, people in Arizona, people in Texas, and in Mexico. And so sometimes we always tell ourselves, man, it must be the water, or it must be something going on that's why it's working. But we had people from different parts of the country, and in fact, in different countries, taking our products and having fabulous results. And as I alluded to, it wasn't just adults having it. It was 2.5-year-old kids. It was 20-year-old adult children with autism and other problems that by taking the products for just a couple of months, they were a different person. And people around them noticed the difference, whether it was their siblings who knew the difference, parents, grandparents, aunties, uncles, everybody. And so I just wanted to point out that not only do we need to share our products with those around us immediately, whether it's our families, whether it's our friends, but there's other people throughout the country. We never know who we're going to meet and when we're going to meet them. But at the same time, everyone has a story. Stick to your story, share your story, because you'll be amazed and surprised how many other people are going through some of the things that you have or that you experience. So I just wanted to put that out there. I know David Brown a lot of times always reiterate that our products are for everyone, and it literally is. No matter where you live or what part, where you are in life, what age you are, demographics you are, it doesn't matter, because we're all experiencing the same things. We're all humans. So don't be afraid to share what you have, and more importantly, share the experiences that you hear. And I told our wonderful distributors on the call last night that I get to take all 9 testimonials with me, and I'll be having my Japan Zoom call later on tonight, and so I get to share that with them, and they love hearing it because they just want to know how everybody else is doing, and these concrete evidence and testimonials are just a great way to to validate what we have here at Active. So with that being said, Angie, do you have that video teed up and ready to go for another great product? Because there's other people on the call that take Arrow and they love it. You know, Rosario talked about it, and so she's kind of ran out of it, so she's looking forward to it. But Rosario, we have something really good for you coming up right here.
All right, so that was our video, and it looks like my camera is not working anymore. So I'm having a lot of technical difficulties today. David, I don't know if you want to go into any more about the changes on Arrow,
Sure.
or
Well, yeah, thanks. And it's always amazing to me when anything goes wrong with Angie at all, because as you know, she's practically perfect in every way. She's like Mary Poppins. So it actually makes me feel good every once in a while when she has problems too. I feel like she's more like the rest of us. But in any event, and thanks, I think Karina is the one that put that video together with some help with some others. So great job. You know, whenever we develop any new product, we do so with a couple of things in mind. We start with the benefits. What are the benefits that we think that people really need to have? And how do we achieve that? And then what do we put into the formula? And obviously we don't rely upon me or other people that aren't scientists. We use doctors and we use formulators and we use scientists. Arrow in the very beginning, from the very beginning, has been a great product designed with several different benefits in mind to control blood sugar, to reduce cravings, to burn fat, to turn bad fat cells into good fat cells. You guys all know the story about Arrow. And so we wanted to keep all those benefits, but we got some input. We got some input from some of you. We got some input from some of our doctors, most notably Dr. Brett Earl, as to how we feel like we could improve the Arrow and make it an even better product. And so that's what we've done. And I won't steal all the thunder right now. We're going to be talking about it more at the event in October. Well, next week. We are in October. And so stay tuned because you'll find out more about it. So the good news is it's going to have all the benefits and more that you've come to expect from Arrow. And we've made some improvements to reduce some potential negative aspects. I wouldn't say actual negative, but there are some ingredients in the past formula that we just felt we could do a better job with, and that's what we've done. So stay tuned for that. I think you're going to like it.
Great, thanks, David. And we have one more video to show, and Karina has worked on this one as well. So as you guys know, we came out with our new Amora products back in June. So we've been doing a campaign to educate everyone about our Amora products. And I just want to share this quick video about that Karina put together on one of our products that we just launched. So
in a scientifically formulated elixir, our revolutionary Emora Essential Facial Cleanser. It marks the beginning of a completely new era in skincare. Gently crafted, our formula combines the best natural ingredients that promote hydration, such as matricaria, aloe vera leaf, and rosemary extract for healthy and radiant skin. As time goes by, our face loses luminosity and uniformity in skin tone. But luckily, this is something you can avoid with a good facial cleanser. Our Emora Essential Facial Cleanser is a powerful synergistic blend of ingredients that activates vitamin D receptors in the body, unlocking your skin's hydration potential. Emora products have been intelligently crafted for the benefit of your skin's natural beauty. Our Emora Essential Facial Cleanser features key ingredient Multi-Moist CLR, a natural ingredient derived from plants which focuses on short and long-term hydration. Our Emora Essential Facial Cleanser not only hydrates the outer layer of your skin, but every layer, recovering the softness, shine, and youth of your skin, not only immediately, but also in the long term. This is a unique advantage that Emora offers you. Our Emora Essential Facial Cleanser cleanses and hydrates the face so that the Emora Toning Essence, Rejuvenating Serum, and Emora Revitalizing Cream reach their full potential. Experience the difference with each wash, a soft caress for your skin. Join the Actives skincare revolution. Are you ready for a radiant transformation? Your journey to more beautiful skin starts here. Embrace the secrets of nature. Cleanse and reveal your inner glow, Emora.
All right. Thank you, Karina, for putting that together. And please, again, subscribe to our YouTube channel because we will be posting these videos, both the Arrow video and the Emora video on YouTube. So if you want to get those so you can share with people, join our YouTube channel so that you get the links. All right. That is all that I have for the announcements today. So Stu, I'm going to turn the time back over to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Angie, for those announcements and for showing those videos. So if you haven't recognized and already noticed that, as I preferenced the beginning of this call, is that there's always going to be one constant, and that, well, a couple constants as I talked about, right, is our CEO and president, David Brown and Ryan Thompson, always loving you and making sure that you are taken care of here at Actives. And the other thing that I alluded to was about our products. And you will be very, very impressed with what we have done with Arrow and what we continue to do with our products going forward. It's not that it's bad or there was something wrong or anything like that. As we noticed from how Protandim evolved into genomics, for those who know the process that Joe McCord had to go through, it's basically the same thing. Is we're trying to create the best products, and we have created the best products for each and every one of you. And so that you continue to not only have the benefits, but also clear health benefits, great talking points to other people, because there were some things in there that a lot of people say, well, it has this, and that's why it's this and this and that. And so we always strive to make sure that we have the best products, top of the line products out there in any and every industry, and that's specifically for you. And that's who we keep in mind day in and day out, is what can we do for you, not what we can do for David Brown or what can we do for Actives to become the most richest company in the world. We want you to benefit from all the riches that we have here at Actives, and that is that constant that I talked about. And so we look forward to seeing each and every one of you next week at our Leadership Summit in Park City, Utah, so you can learn firsthand the various things that we have done so far this past week, especially with Arrow and with our wonderful products, but also the latest and greatest updates. And so I'm not going to spoil it anymore, but it's coming and you have to be there to hear of that. And so I'm going to turn the time over now to our CEO, David Brown, to give his closing remarks.
Thanks, Stu. Well, we talked about the Park City event, the Leadership Summit that's going to occur next week. Stu talked about the changing seasons and the changing colors. He's exactly right. I was actually in Park City yesterday. I grew up very near Park City. I grew up on a ranch about 10 minutes, even further into the mountains from Park City. And as I was driving last night or yesterday afternoon, I noticed not only the beautiful yellow color of the aspens. You know, the aspen tree is not something that's found everywhere. It's not really even found in the eastern United States. It's mostly in the western United States, and it turns a bright yellow. Sometimes it turns a little orangish, but mostly a bright yellow. And then we don't have big oak trees like they do in the eastern part of the United States. We have smaller oak trees that are called scrub oak, and they turn orange and red. And so what we have yesterday in the mountains above Park City, where the green of the evergreen pine trees, the yellow of the aspen, the red of the oak, and then what else we had was the white of the new snow that just fell earlier this week. So bring your jacket. It's going to be a little chilly. It will probably be about 60 degrees that day, but there's nothing better than a crisp autumn day, just to put your jacket on and be with friends and have a good time. And it really is going to be an amazing time. It's going to be pretty historical. We're going to be making some announcements that truly, in particular, one in regards to genomics that you will have never heard before. It's a historical announcement, okay? So I urge you to be there. There are going to be other historical announcements. We're going to have, we've also never had, I don't think we've ever had Al Zapp and Joe Maroon and Jeff Boast all together at the same time. So you're going to be able to meet them and listen to them. It was interesting. I had a chance. My dad was asking me yesterday. He's 90 years old, and I was talking with him. And he's always been interested in the business and the things that I and my brothers and sisters do. And I was talking to him about things. He takes our products religiously. He's been in stage 4 kidney failure for about 6 years now. And his nephrologist, his kidney doctor, can't understand why at this point he hasn't had to go onto dialysis, which happens when you get to stage 5 or stage 6. But he's basically stayed at stage 4. And unfortunately, his nephrologist doesn't know anything about NRF2. And all of the science, there's a ton of science about how NRF2 helps increase kidney function. And in fact, earlier this week, I had a fun phone call from Bruce McComas. He texted me. He first left me a message, and he said, "David, what do you know about something called dimethyl fumarate? And it appears to be an FDA-approved drug for NRF2 activation. And so can we tell people that there are only 2 products out there that are FDA-approved for NRF2 activation?" Well, I had to put my lawyer hat on a little bit and explain to Bruce about how what the regulatory and legal environment in the United States is. It is true, there's a product out there called dimethyl fumarate. And one of the things that it does is that it increases NRF2 production, okay? And it's intended as a treatment for multiple sclerosis. So there's clear science that shows that NRF2 helps with multiple sclerosis. Now, we can't make claims like that because we are not a drug. But a drug, an approved drug by the FDA can make those claims. Now, that said, I think that he told me that a year's supply of dimethyl fumarate was about $57,000. So I said to him, we need to raise the price on genomics. It's way too cheap, okay? Even though it's a better NRF2 activator and it doesn't have all of the nasty side effects that drug has, it's still way too cheap. So we're gonna probably, don't worry, we're not gonna make it be $57,000, but I think, I don't know, $25,000 for it? No, I'm just kidding. We're not going to raise the price on genomics. But it is interesting to me that in regards to all of our products, and I hope that this provides comfort and some type of I don't know, satisfaction or a foundation for you when people tell you that there's nothing to, that this company is just full of snake oil, and don't you know that MLMs don't have any good products? You know it. People say that kind of stuff all the time. And I love it. I said, "Oh, really? What do you know about NRF2 activation?" Nothing. "Oh, what do you know about butyric acid?" "Oh, nothing." "What do you know about tetrahydrocurcumin?" "Oh, nothing." "What do you know about chronic inflammation?" Usually they know a little bit about inflammation, right? So they know that inflammation is bad. What do you know about oxidative stress? All of those type of things. And isn't it comforting to know that we have products that there is zero debate There is no debate that oxidative stress is bad, and that if you can lower it, you should. There's no debate that we all suffer from chronic inflammation that leads to disease. No debate. There's no debate that NRF2 activation is important for combating oxidative stress and strengthening the immune system. There's no debate about the benefits of butyric acid in gut health and brain health. There's zero debate about curcumin and its role in being able to reduce inflammation. Zero. Well, if there's no debate, then what makes us so special? Well, even though, a lot of times when scientists talk about NRF2 or oxidative stress, it's kind of like when we talk about the weather. We kind of talk about it all the time, but we don't do anything about it because we don't know how to affect the weather. But you know what? So a lot of people know about the benefits of NRF2. They know that you should reduce oxidative stress, but they don't know how to do it. Well, guess what? We know how to do it. So that's one reason that makes us different than everybody else. We don't just talk about it. We say, this is how you do it, okay? If you want to look younger and feel younger, because oxidative stress is also the #1 cause of aging, well, guess what? It would probably be a good idea to take the #1 NRF2 activating product in the world, #1, okay? If we, a lot of times we know about gut health. People complain about irritable bowel syndrome, leaky gut syndrome, the fact that they feel bloated and they can't digest things very well, or their bathroom habits aren't very good. Again, I don't know about you, but that's not only uncomfortable to experience, it's uncomfortable when people talk to you about it. I would rather that they don't talk to me about it. So to save myself from those type of conversations with people, I'd much rather tell them about the benefits of Link so that they don't have to talk about it anymore and they don't have to experience it anymore. They can just deal with it and use something that's proven in butyric acid that's going to heal their gut. It's going to heal those endothelial cells. It's going to close those holes in their gut. And oh, by the way, it's also going to cause the creation of more brain cells, okay? And again, especially, I don't know about you, but many of the people that I meet could really benefit from having a few more brain cells, especially those that criticize network marketing. They need more brain cells. So I would, rather than get mad at them, give them our product so they can get more brain cells. That's just a very nice thing for you to do, okay? And also, in terms of feeling pain, we all feel pain. I'm getting ready to run this marathon in 3 days, and I'm battling a tight Achilles tendon. I've told you that before. And I have been living on Optimed. I've been downing it. I've learned how to make meatloaf out of Optimed. No, I'm just kidding. I haven't done that. But I take a lot of Optimed, and it's very, very helpful. And but isn't it great that, and Coco, I'm sorry I wasn't on the call last night. I'm looking forward to listening to it. I heard it was awesome. But isn't it great that on top of my experience and their experience and all of your experience, isn't it also awesome to know that you have the science that says it's going to work for everybody? Not everyone's going to have the exact same experience, but guess what? Tetrahydrocurcumin has been proven to affect those genes that regulate properly the inflammatory response, and that's what we need. We don't need that inflammation to be too high or too low. We need it to be just right, and that's what our products are doing. Really putting our bodies back in the state that they were designed to be in, and that's really what it's all about. Yesterday, again, when I was talking to my father, he said, "Oh, have you ever considered?" And at 90 years old, he's forgetting a few things. So we've had this conversation before, but he knows that in my past experience, I've sold products into retail. I've had great success selling products at Costco and Walmart and Target and drugstores and things like that. He said, "Have you ever considered selling your products at those type of stores?" And I said, "Well, Dad," I said, "retail is very good for some kind of products. If you want to buy ketchup or bread or meat or potatoes or bananas, retail is great. Because as soon as you walk down the aisle, you know exactly what it is. But if you see Genomics sitting on the shelf and it says NRF2 activator, you never heard anything about it, the clerk is not going to say, I'm sorry, Susie, you look like you have a puzzled look on your face. Would you like to know more about that product? Let me tell you about Nrf2 activation, its effect upon oxidative stress, and how that's linked to anti-aging. Is a clerk going to do that? Of course not. Okay, it's just not going to happen. So our products that require that have great stories, great research, great things to talk about, you just can't expect anybody at a retail environment to tell you that story. He goes, oh yeah, that makes sense. And I can tell you the same thing. If anybody asks you, or says something like this, and I've heard this a lot, if your products were any good, you'd be selling them in drugstores, you'd be selling them in, have you ever heard things like that? And just tell them why. It doesn't make any sense. And when you explain that that retail just doesn't work for some products, then they say, oh yeah, I guess that does make sense. And I can see now why you would go direct to people. And so you've heard me say a lot of these things before, but I think it's worth just remembering, because every day you meet new people. Every day you introduce someone new to the products and to the business opportunity. And probably every day you get hit with pretty much the same things. And so sometimes it's just good to remind ourselves of the fact that we have the answers to their questions. We have the answers to questions they haven't even asked yet. Like, how do I get feeling better? How do I add additional income to my family? How can I secure both the health and the financial security of my family going forward? They might not even ask you those questions, but I guarantee you that 99% of the people that you meet are asking themselves that question sometime during the day, or they know somebody that needs it. And so when those days come that it's hard to keep going, just remember that what you have is real. We're not smoke and mirrors. You know, I appreciate what Stu says about Ryan and me. We are certainly not flashy. We are certainly not fancy. What you see is what you get. And Angie and Stu and all of us, I think, we much more prefer to concentrate on being real and direct and honest, as opposed to worrying about a lot of fancy bells and whistles. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm sure we can get better at the fancy stuff, okay, and making things seem a little bit more exciting. And we're trying. We're doing a better job. And with the help of people like Karina and Becca and other people who are helping, we're getting better at being a little fancier, I guess. But we're never going to have more sizzle than steak. We're going to be heavy on the steak, if you understand that analogy. And going forward, you can expect to see more changes. And remember that we are exactly the same as you. I have an upline. Do you know who my upline is? Ryan Thompson. Ryan Thompson is my upline. He recruited me to Actives, okay? He said, hey, how would you like to get together and create a company? I said, oh yeah, we talked about this in the past. I think that would be a good idea. What are we going to do? What's our business proposition? We'd both separately talk to Dr. Joe McCord about his science. So we both knew that the other one was interested. And so he talked to me about a business opportunity. Would I be interested in a new business opportunity? But we weren't done then, because he'd been talking to people to be distributors and things like that. But starting a company requires money. And so that's what, we needed to talk to some other people to invest alongside of us. And guess what we did? We created a list of people that we thought might be interested in this new business opportunity. And then we went out to them and we talked to them and we said, this is the business opportunity. And this is how you're going to this is what we're going to do. This is why we're different. This is why we're special. And this is how you're going to make your money back. Does that sound familiar? Isn't that exactly what you do when you go out and talk to people about becoming a distributor? It's exactly the same thing. So I know what it's like, believe me. I know what it's like to go out and talk to people about a business opportunity and have them say, nope, not interested. And have them say, really, don't you know that most new companies fail? And not even just network marketing companies, most new companies fail. And so a lot of people who like the idea say, you know what, I just don't think that's going to work. But then they say, well, let's see, you're going into business with Ryan Thompson and Angie Hawthorne and Stu Carvalho and Ryan Mumford. Oh, we know those guys. They have a successful track record. And you have products that are part of a multi-billion, probably multi-trillion-dollar industry. And you have science and you have unique offerings and you have all these good things. They say, oh, wow, you know what? That sounds like a good investment to me. And so, yes, I had to go through a number of people But a lot of them said, because David, you've been successful in the past with this same team of people, we trust you again. And so if that's not, if you've not tried that before, as you're talking to new people about a business opportunity, I think keep in mind the same things I had to, remembering what makes us different from other companies. And we are very different. We have, whether it be our compensation plan and our ability to create a business opportunity, whether it be the uniqueness and the solidness of our science, we have clear points of differentiation. And we now, after being in business for 6 years, we have proven examples of people who have not only received tremendous health benefits, but whose lives have been changed from a financial standpoint. So it's not a matter of saying, well, like you had to, like when Susie and Jerry and others and Noemi joined us at the very beginning, and you say, well, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, right? That requires a lot of faith from people. Say, oh, we're going to do it, we're going to do it. We've done it in the past. Well, now guess what you get to say? We have done this. We are doing this. You don't have to, it's a very different story. And so just remember those things when you're going out, that we understand when sometimes I think people don't, distributors think, well, you don't know what it's like to be a distributor. Well, maybe not exactly, but I think you'd be surprised at how much our experience is very similar to your experience, which is why we feel your pain. We know what it's like to be rejected. We know what it's like to be criticized. We know what it's like to have highs and to have lows. And the good news is, what gets me through those times is locking arms with the people that are on this call, with a great team who pick me up when I'm feeling a little discouraged, and who allow me to pick them up when they're feeling a little bit discouraged. So use that as a pattern. Keep that in mind, and you'll be surprised at how what you'll be able to accomplish in your business and in your influence and in the influence you have with other people. So on that note, I'll turn it back to you, Stu. Again, we hope to see all of you out in Utah. It's going to be a great time. And we'll introduce you to a few other Utah specialties along the way. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So we look forward to seeing you then. Okay, thanks.
Awesome. Thank you so much, David, for those words. Nothing more needs to be said other than we hope and we pray that we see you guys next week, Saturday. So start making those arrangements. We look forward to it. And it's going to be great. I'll turn the time over now to